Welcome back to my channel. I have another week of meal prep for my husband. I am starting off doing some popsicles. I'm using some lactate milk. I'm using a can of carnation. I probably put about a cup of lactate milk, about a cup of almond milk, and I'm gonna take this to boil. Once it has boiled, or just like warmed up, I'm gonna pull some of it out. I should have done it with cold water. And then I'm gonna put some cornstarch in there. It's supposed to make popsicles creamy. You can definitely skip this step. I should have used cold water. I don't know, it makes it clumpy when I try to use warm water. I don't know why I did this. But I'm starting to make these. These are not for my husband, it's just part of my meal prep for the week. They're for my kids. And then you just pour everything in the blender. I don't have exact measurements. If you only have one type of milk, just use one type of milk. You don't have to use all three like I did. And then I'm gonna put a can of condensed milk. And then I'm going to it was about half a cup of Oreos and about 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. And that's it, my friends. These I got at the 99-cent store. And I'm just going to fill them up, put them in the freezer for about 30 minutes until I can stick a stick in there. And that's it. Those are popsicles for the week. They usually last about 2 weeks for my children. So, yeah. Attempt to do this without a voiceover. We'll see how that goes. I have like TV going on in the background and I have kids in the background, so you might hear either or both. I don't know. So we are going to make this recipe right here. So if you want to take a screenshot, go ahead. It is in the back of the Trader Joe's gluten-free all-purpose flour. I don't have any more, but I do have gluten-free flour that I want to use up. So that's what we're going to be doing. So we're gonna do dry and wet. So to the wet, we're gonna add 2 eggs. We're gonna do half a cup of milk. You can do non-dairy, it says on there. I'm just gonna use regular, this lactose-free one, so half a cup. And also a cup of applesauce. I'm not gonna measure the vanilla extract because I don't want to. And we're gonna do a cup of this applesauce. I should have done the dry first. My brain, guys, my brain. Okay, so then we do 2 cups of gluten-free flour. I have this. Let me see if I can show you guys. Oh, I almost knocked that down. I have this Bob's Red Mill 1-to-1 flour. So we're gonna do 2 cups of this. My son just took my cup measuring, so I'm using my half a cup. Just know that it's 2 cups, guys. Oh shoot, I forgot to add the agave on the wet stuff. Agave, where's it? Half a cup. So half a cup of agave. You could probably use honey well, it does say agave. It doesn't even give you a choice of something else. So I don't know, maybe honey, because it's the same consistency. Half a cup of sunflower oil. I don't have sunflower oil, so we're just gonna do regular oil. Well, I use grapeseed oil. Oh, come on. For that. So I have baking soda. Do I need this cup anymore? So I can toss it in the... No, I don't need this anymore. A teaspoon of salt, and then it says cinnamon. We're gonna add this. I'm not gonna measure the cinnamon, guys. I'm just gonna add whatever I want. I'm not gonna measure, I'm just gonna use a pinch. And then all I need is the baking soda, which is 1 teaspoon. I am gonna measure that. Okay, so then we mix. No baking powder? Okay, I'm gonna follow the recipe exactly how it says. But I'm actually gonna be adding chocolate. Well, should I add chocolate chips to this? I don't know, because it's like an apple flavor. I'm just gonna leave it as it is. Machine is just to bake for 18 to 20 minutes, so we'll be back. We're just gonna mix all this together, put it on some cupcake. I'll tell you, well, I'll be back. All right, so I'm using some Pam to grease my little cupcake thingies. Ate some of it. Okay, so we're just gonna go one by one. They're gonna go in the oven for 18 to 20 minutes. At 350 degrees. I mean, look at these how much they fluffed up. Well, some of them did. Not the same. Alright guys, here's my live voice one more time. Trying to do as much as like my actual voice instead of a voiceover as I can. So I'm gonna assemble these guys. What I like to do is I like to always dry. Just make sure there's not much moisture on whatever it is that I'm putting on my little muffin. I like to call them McMuffins. I'm making sausage ones. So what I like to do is I like to put the sausage down first. So that's what we're gonna do with each one of them. And then we will add the egg, and then we will add the cheese. I'm just using regular Colby Jack. I just cut it up. I didn't have like sandwich. Oh, these are a little bit more wet. I didn't have like the sandwich. What am I trying to say? I didn't have the sandwich size cheese. Is that what I'm trying to say? So I just cut up some Colby Jack, and I'm just gonna slap this on top of each one. For the sake of time, I'm only allowed to record 15 minutes. I've researched how to record longer, and it's not happening to me, I think, because I'm not a big channel and I don't have a lot of views. So what we're gonna do is I like to just get it and wrap it up in a napkin. These go with my husband. All he does is he pulls them out like early in the morning when he's gonna have breakfast, when he's about to leave to work. He puts it on the counter. When he's ready to walk out the door, he puts it in the microwave for like 2-3 minutes. He just checks up on it. Every microwave is different. So voila, and I reuse these every time he brings them back. I just reuse them, the baggies, until they're just nasty, and then I just use another one. So there you go. That's basically it. I also dried up this parsley. I just basically set it on my counter, and it's completely dry. My compadres gave this to me. I don't use parsley very much, but I just dried it up. I just left it on my counter for about a week, and now I'm just gonna crinkle it up and for future use, for pastas, for all kinds of stuff. See, just put it in a baggie. Just thought I'd share that with you guys. And now I'm shredding some cheese, and I am putting some in a baggie to freeze it. It's just Colby Jack cheese. I find that this helps me throughout the week as well. We use a lot of cheese, but definitely not the whole block from Costco. And now I'm going to be cutting red bell pepper, some little sweet peppers for some chicken fajitas that I'm going to be making. So I'm just basically prepping everything to throw onto the pan. I also have these beat up Mexican squash or zucchinis that I'm going to use. I cut up the nasty stuff, and then I'm just going to put them in my fajitas, which is not traditional, but I'm going to add it in. And also some onions. And I had some frozen enchilada sauce. You can definitely use just canned sauce. I made this and there was a lot left over, so I ended up freezing some of it. It's just enchilada sauce. I'm also going to be making some enchiladas. And then this is a salsa that I'm going to use for some pork and nopales that I'm going to be making. So it's just tomatoes, some California chiles, and some tomatillos. And then right here, I'm going to be making the broth for a red rice that I'm going to make. So I put some tomato in there. I put some onion in there, some garlic. I'm going to be adding 4 cups of water because I'm going to be doing 2 cups of rice. And then I'm going to be adding some bouillon or nor. You can just add salt, cumin, pepper. But I'm adding some of that nor. And then what is this? This is a salsa for the pork. So yeah, the salsa that you just saw, you just basically boil it. And I also put some serrano chiles in there. I'm gonna throw in an onion. I'm gonna add a piece of garlic in there, some cumin. So yummy. This is gonna be the salsa for the nopales and pork. Some oregano. I'm just basically just prepping everything so I could just throw everything in there. Some pepper is gonna go in there too. You can see in the background my kids. Some salt, and then here's the pork. So basically it's just pork chops. I just chopped them up. I'm gonna put some salt in there, and that's it. Put in the fridge until I'm ready to cook it up. And then this is my chicken fajitas. I just put taco seasoning in there. Make it easy. Just throw it in there and massage it and throw it in the fridge until it's ready to be cooked. And here's some boiling water, and I have some frozen nopales. I got rid of a lot of frozen stuff this weekend. And you just basically put the nopales in there. If you don't have nopales or you don't know what they are, you can always use zucchini or like Italian squash or something. And now I have all my working space area. I put the rice with some oil. I'm frying up that rice. I'm putting oil on the other pans. So I'm throwing the pork that I salted in this pan. And on the other pan, I will be doing the chicken fajitas. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I also cooked up some chicken, some shredded chicken to make for the enchiladas. So that's pretty simple. You just shred up some chicken and that's going to go in the enchiladas. I don't know why I didn't show that part. And then I always like to add a little bit of water to the pork and cover it just so it cooks very, very well. And then we are adding the onions and all the peppers and the Mexican zucchini onto the fajitas. We're going to be adding a little bit of salt to the veggies. And then I already added the tomato mixture with the nor and all that. I cut it out because the sake of time. It needed a little bit more salt, so I'm throwing salt in there. You do you if you don't want to add more salt. Once it boils, I decided to throw in a bag of frozen carrots and peas. And here's a pork. I fried it up really good, and now I'm adding onion to it. And then I'm going to add the nopales. Again, if you don't have nopales, you can use zucchini. You can just take it out all the way if you want to too. And then here's the salsa that we made. And then we're going to stir it up. This came out really good, guys. Definite win. And then here we are frying up the tortillas for the enchiladas. You fry them up in oil from one side, flip it to the other side, put it on a plate, set it to the side. I just fry them up all at the same time. It's very self-explanatory. And then you dip it in the salsa, you put it on the plate, and you fill it up with your chicken, your shredded chicken. And I'm sorry about the lighting, so I didn't take too long here. It's very self-explanatory too. Nothing to it, guys. So I made 4 of them, and then I'm topping it with cheese. And that looks delicious. And now I have the enchilada dishes here with my rice that I made. And I made 3 of them for him, for my husband. Oh, it's making my mouth water. So good. And then here are the pork with nopales that I'm also going to be doing with the red rice. And here are the chicken fajitas. And bless my sister-in-law's heart, she brought over some white rice that she just made buttered and steamed. And that's what I'm using here. She had made too much. She makes meal prep as well. And she just brought it over, and it helped me so I can make different rice, you know. And then these Aussie Bites, I just decided to take an easy way and pack these up for him. I got them from Costco. They taste just like oatmeal cookies if you're into oatmeal cookies. And that is it, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this husband meal prep. Bye-bye, guys.